but I want to get rolling so that we can get any questions answered and anything like that we need to do. Before I open up the agenda and PowerPoint for us, for those of you who don't know me, I'm Coach Hayes. Actually, I want to open up. Let me screen share here. Share. All right, so the people that you kind of need to know. I'm Coach Hayes. I've been at Myers Park for 21 years overall, 18th season coaching cross country. In the past, I primarily worked with females until the last year or so. I am the overall head coach, but there's always been an assistant that worked primarily with the boys. He left us, so now I get to work with your sons also. Anna, go ahead and introduce yourself. That way they kind of can see your face. Let's go Anna, Allie, then Bailey, so that they can kind of see your faces and know who you are.
Okay. Hey everybody, I'm Coach Anna. This is my 5th year overall at Myers Park, and this will be my 4th cross country season. I'm also a former Myers Park runner myself and ran for Coach Hayes way back when. I'm super excited to be working with everybody. I'm usually the assistant coach that's probably there most day to day that's working with your kids. We're excited to have a more normal cross country season this year.
Allie.
Hey everybody, I'm Coach Allie. I am one of the assistant coaches. It's just going to be my 2nd cross country season with Myers Park. But I'm really excited to see everybody I know again and meet all the new people. My work schedule is a little bit sporadic, so I'm there as much as I can be. So please come and introduce yourself.
Hey guys, Bailey Crisp. This will be my 5th season at Myers Park. I, similar to Allie, have a little bit of a sporadic work schedule, so we try to alternate days so that Allie and I are never there at the same time. So also not a teacher at this school, but I'm very excited for this season.
All right, I'll turn it over to Isabel in a little while. I don't think one of the people that couldn't get onto the link was our new athletic trainer, Meg Green. I wanted everybody to see her face, but we'll have a parent meeting later on in the summer once we get ready for tryouts, or once we get done with tryouts. But she is another former runner of mine that has made her way back to Myers Park. So either Myers Park is a really good place, or I just been here way too long. So got kids coming back to coach and be a part of the program. So that's a good thing. Couple of quick important dates that you need to be aware of. Your ticket to play. So we're probably not going to do anything as far as voluntary workouts at Myers Park, with our track and field state championship being the 25th of June, and there are 2 dead periods in July. So, we may not see much of your kids as a coaching staff. So these dates are really important. Typically, you would have to give us a ticket to play in a physical before your kid could come out to voluntary workouts. So since that probably won't happen, July 23rd is the date that your final ticket to play, which can be found on the Myers Park Athletic website, is due. Everybody kind of got a free pass on physicals this past year. We're going back to your physical has to be within 365 days. So, physicals and ticket to plays need to be turned in by July 23rd so that the athletic director can kind of process everything and let us know who's missing what. And if that stuff isn't in come August the 2nd for first day of official practices, then you're not good. Your child or you will not be allowed on campus to work out with us. You got to have those things in place before you can come out. So August 2nd will be our first day of official practices, with August the 4th kind of being the day that we'll do the 2-mile time trial on the track. And that's kind of your trials. That's what the trial consists of, a 2-mile time trial on the track. The plan for now is to keep between 40 or 50 per gender. So, we'll do the 2-mile time trial, and, your top 40 to 50 times is who we'll keep on the roster. And once that's in place, we'll try to post a roster on the 5th. And then on August 7th, we'll have a parent meeting course cleanup. Not sure how that's going to look yet. Kind of depends on, where we are with our COVID restrictions at that point. I may have to try to figure out another Zoom, but hopefully by that point we are back to where we can meet in an enclosed space with a fairly large number of people. And we'll do our course cleanup on that Saturday also, with August 14th being our first race of the season. I know for some of you incoming freshmen, you're kind of used to your athletic season starting once school starts. But, trying to squeeze so many sports into a high school calendar year, we have to start, on August 14th. It's a 2-mile previous kind of a scrimmage, but, there will probably be at least two varsity football games before school starts. So, just got to come back from vacation a little bit early. A little bit about what our training schedule is going to adjust to. Typically, we do a 24-week training session, which would have started probably today, typically the Monday after graduation. But again, with us having our track and field state championship so late, and some of our kids still being in that program, obviously they can't be building summer mileage now. So, we're kind of shifting to an 18-week program, which will start on July 5th. So, but that doesn't mean you need to wait until July 5th. If you're not still running track with us, there are going to be some opportunities for you to start kind of building your mileage, and getting some strength work in soon, like this week or next week. A few slides down, we'll get into that. And this is kind of what that's going to look like. You're just kind of getting yourself ready to move into our 18-week schedule. And it'll kind of be starting to be organized by some of the seniors. And, I'm allowing them to kind of choose dates, times, and where they want to meet. You can either meet on campus, or at Boyce and McAlpine. A couple of other options for your training. There's a track club at Queens that does some stuff. They meet multiple times a week. You can go to their website here and look at that as an option. I think I saw Lisa pop in, but Lisa, if you want to talk a little bit about FMXC, I think I have your camp flyer here. If you want to talk about that a little bit.
Yeah, I've met some of you guys and have had the opportunity to work with some of your kids last season. Forward Motion XC is just a benefit. It's a complement to what Coach Hayes does over at Myers Park. It's a little smaller group. It's a little more personalized attention. And the focus is on strength specific to running. So I work closely with Coach Hayes to make sure that what I'm doing makes sense and is a benefit to your kids. So all the info is on that flyer, and the website is forwardmotionclt.com. And you guys can feel free to just contact me with any questions that you have at all. There's a session going on right now. There's a session going on at the end of June. And then there is a day camp, which Brooks is sponsoring, and going to do, some fun things for the kids. We're going to have some speakers. and Coach Hayes is going to come talk to the kids as well. So any questions, just let me know.
Okay. And what's on the screen is the flyer for that camp. There are some day camps, like she said, that if you go to this website here, you should be able to get all of that information. One thing I will say about Forward Motion is if your kids are there and they are happy, that is where they should stay for the summer. They're not going to be penalized if they're not coming to these senior-led workouts. So that's a benefit that she offers us. And, like I said, don't feel like if you're out of sight, out of mind, that it's going to hurt you on tryout date. So, that is a good place to be. The senior-led workouts, I'll get to that in a minute because there's another flyer down. So for some of you that need to do some scheduling, this is our preliminary, I'll call it, schedule. Most of the dates are correct. We're definitely doing these first three. Where you see Adidas and Hare and Hounds on the same day, that may be a day where we take some kids to Cary, some kids will stay here at McAlpine. This TBD is kind of in my mind. I'm thinking I may do something in here, but kind of the ones that are definitely set that you can see are the 14th, 28th, 11th. The kids will run somewhere on the 21st. Wendy's will be on the 2nd. We will go to Tennessee on the 9th. And that's when our state championship is. Everything else is kind of TBD on dates and or location. And we may, the luxury of having our own home course is that if I feel like somewhere down in the bottom, I want to plug in a home meet, we will plug in our home meet. Mrs. Ishii has her hand raised. Yes, ma'am.
Thanks, Coach Hayes. Technology worked for me. So quick question. The early meets that you're talking about, is there any, do you have to meet a threshold or all the kids, if you make the team, you're participating in those early meets?
These early meets up here that are before school starts, kind of the threshold to meet is be at practice. There's some practice criteria. If you miss, say we start, we have tryouts on the 2nd, you miss the next 10 days, obviously you're not going to run. So, but everybody that's eligible and healthy will run at everything up at the beginning of the season. So there's really no criteria, because kind of your criteria is, being able to do the 2-mile time trial and finishing it. That's why we kind of start with the 2-mile preview for some of the younger kids that have never raced 5,000 meters through the woods. This is a good kind of lead into high school cross country. So
is that true all the way through like Trailblazer Invitational, or when you start to get into those type of meets, it's time dependent?
So Trailblazer, so basically everything on this schedule, on this calendar from 10-2 up, every kid will compete at that is healthy and has, kind of met the attendance requirements and all of that stuff. Trailblazer is a meet that we go to in Tennessee that is limited. We typically take, if I remember, 24 boys, 24 girls. So, we kind of do a ranking order, and, whoever's available and healthy in that top 24, they'll go. The conference meet, last year we were limited because of COVID, but if everything opens up, everybody will run at conference. Top 7 kids run at regional, top 7 kids run at state. So basically everything on the schedule besides Trailblazer, regional, and states, every kid is eligible to participate in.
Super, thank you.
For any boys that are in here, I can't really see who's in here. I'll leave this up for a second. So the boys have a group chat. There's your QR code. the boys also need to join that remind group right there, which is messages coming from the coaching staff. Parents, I have one for you a little later. Do not join the boys remind group. We send workout stuff. We send stuff that you may not, want to be sitting at work getting buzzed about during the day or whatever, just to get the kids information. So, you may not want to get a remind from Coach Hayes telling you to get pumped up for the race in, 3 hours. So there is a parent remind group that I'll pull up in a second. It's the one on the bottom. So if you're a female runner, the girls only remind is for runners only, and all parents should join the MPXC parent remind code. And to that one for parents, any kind of, if it's inclement weather and it looks like we're going to have to, bag practice or something, I'll try to get that information out. Again, not 100% sure what the COVID schedule will do to us, but typically if we're practicing after school, once school starts, we'll practice at 2:30, 2:35. If there's weather in the area, I try to get the information out via remind, at about noon. So in case you have to arrange to pick your child up, you can. So, kind of same thing with when I tell the kids is, if it's storming at 9 a.m. and you send me a remind asking me if practice is canceled, I'm probably going to ignore it, because I won't know until the weatherman, the weatherman doesn't even know at 9 o'clock if it's going to be storming at 2 o'clock. So, like I said, 12 o'clock is kind of my go-to time to get information out on a daily basis if it needs to go out. I think that I've covered everything that I kind of wanted to get out to the kids. Main thing is kind of the important dates here. Kind of look at them again. If your kid's physical is out of date, let's go ahead and try to get them scheduled to get a good physical in. Make sure that once you do this ticket to play, there's a physical form in that packet that you'll print off. That's the physical form that your physical needs to be on. If the doctor gives you this long well-check form, the state does not recognize that as the proper physical form. So you can just click on ticket to play on the Myers Park website and print off what you need to take to the doctor's office. Some doctor's offices have them on file to be able to fill it out for you. Others don't. So yeah, it's tough getting it once they give it to you on the wrong piece of paper. It's tough getting it on the right one. Again, the training schedule. July 5th doesn't mean that's the day we start running. That means that's when you need to be ready to go to start doing some training, getting yourselves ready for tryouts and the upcoming season. So all the easy running and stuff like that should be taking place starting now with FMXC or Logan is going to organize the boys. Molly, is Molly on here? I can't see. Molly, if you're on here,
I'm here.
Can you go from a black screen so people can see your face so that younger girls know that's Molly? Molly couldn't figure out how to send me a QR code. So
I just figured it out. I can send it to you now if you want to.
I can't do anything with it now.
Okay, well, I'll send it to you this week then.
So just send me the QR code and I'll send it out. I'll give everybody a couple of days to kind of get into the remind groups, and in a couple of days I'll send out the QR code to the girls so that they can start contacting Molly and getting in contact, and y'all can set up when y'all are going to kind of start getting together and getting some runs and getting to know each other. They like to eat too, so Isabel, am I forgetting anything else, or are there any other questions? Anybody has a question, just kind of unmute yourself and ask it. I want to close this. I'm gonna unshare, stop sharing now.
I've got one. Just a reminder for parents, we are only taking physical copies of physicals this upcoming season. We had a lot of trouble with electronic copies. And so if you're bringing physicals, we're not doing anything email. It's got to be hard copy, and that goes for proofs of residency if you do not upload them to the ticket to play.
I would go ahead, Ms. Moore. You're muted.
Hi, sorry. So I kind of didn't listen to everything you just said. I'm sorry. So you need hard copies of everything? Don't
No.
upload them?
No, hard
Okay.
copies of the physical.
Okay, just the physical.
So when you do the ticket to play, they're going to ask you for 2 pieces of documentation for proof of residency. If you don't upload that, we need hard copies. One thing
Gotcha.
I will tell you, with having my daughter just going through high school, if you upload your documents and then you go back in the form to do something or correct it, it kicks your documents out. So I would check to make sure my documents are in before you submit the form. Like I said, because there's some things that if you upload your documents and you get to the bottom and you click next page, if it says, hey, I need you to go back and fill this something out way up, it kicks your documents out. I don't know why, but it does. So we end up with a lot of people saying, well, I uploaded my documents, but they're not there. And that's what happened. They got kicked out. So yeah, hard copies of physicals. And I would suggest that before you bring us the only physical that you have, make a couple copies of it, because I am not the most organized. So if a kid hands me a physical when I'm walking up onto the track, it may make it into my book bag, it may make it to the office. So I'm asking y'all to protect me so that I don't have to ask you to go and ask your doctor for more paperwork.
Yeah, because those cost $15 if you need another one.
And I can't give you $15.
No, just saying.
Isabel.
Hi, everybody. I am currently the team manager, and I'm hanging around because track season is not ending till the end of June. My son graduated, but I will be handing off the duties to another parent, willing and wonderful parent, at the end of the month, probably, or beginning of July. So it'll be the same email contact. That's not going to change. It'll just be the person answering the questions. But if you have any questions, reach out and I will send out a recap of the meeting either later tonight or tomorrow morning.
Does anybody else have questions for the masses? Any of you older kids in here or parents that have been around? Have I missed anything or no? Other than not being able to set up a Zoom meeting correctly? So, okay, well, I will get this recording to Isabel so she can when she sends out her notes, that way if you have to recap it, or I'll also send her the PowerPoint, that way you can kind of go through it a little bit at a time, and reach out to us if you have any questions. But kind of excited to get back to a normal routine with the early August start. If some of you newer parents and athletes that don't know, both teams finished in the top 5 at the state meet this year. So, we're a pretty solid program and looking to do bigger and better things. So, I think you're coming into a pretty solid program and family. And we are a family, not just a cross country team. So, feel free to reach out with any questions, comments. And like I said, we'll kind of next step now is to get all the kids kind of hooked into some type of summer running to get them ready for July 5th. And, around right before the 5th of July, what I'll do is I'll send out a Google Drive folder. I'll send one out to the boys, one out to the girls. And in that folder will be their mileage chart, their pace chart that they should be running at on a daily basis, some strength stuff, just a bunch of stuff that, will kind of get them through the year and the season. And I'll be able to reference it, when I need to, maybe I need them to do certain strength routine. Well, it's going to be in that folder that goes out right before the 5th. So, all right. Anybody else? Allie, Bailey? All right. I am going to end this and try to get y'all all the information again. If you think of something after we get done, after I click in, if you think of something, just reach out and we'll try to get your questions answered. So enjoy your evening and I will see you soon.
Thanks, Coach.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
You are welcome.